clap, 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 clap. Punisher gameplay with Jim.
Oh boy. You can go find that crazy Punisher where I'm gonna get to play as Punisher.
I get to be Nick Fury, the white version.
You're gonna be Nick Fury. Yeah, the original Nick Fury.
I mean, to be fair, if they're ever gonna race swap anybody with any character, I would prefer it to be Samuel Jackson. He has proven himself to be amazing.
Sam Jackson, he's based off of the Ultimate Universe version of Nick Fury. When they started doing like Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate whatever, X-Men, that's a whole separate universe of itself. And so in that universe, Nick Fury, that's the Nick Fury that Sam Jackson is playing.
Okay.
And the original Nick Fury, I think it's Universe 616, is the normal Marvel universe we all know. So in that universe, this is the Nick Fury of Nick Fury and his Howling Commandos. Don't skip my cutscenes and shit.
I'm not doing it. This is in Japanese. It's cool.
Yeah, this is the Japanese version.
Oh my God! They shoot. They saw his family getting shot. No justice. Fushi no tame ni wa tatakau otoko. Look at that. Hito kare wa shokeinin. Punisher. The Punisher, 1993 Marvel Entertainment Group.
We're gonna play the Punisher now. The Punisher.
Insert them coins, Jim.
Punisher's been a subject of some controversy, right?
Yeah.
Press start, Beyonce. Or at least like the symbol of the Punisher, right? Because like a lot of like cops and military personnel like to use it. All right.
Audio's kind of low.
Yeah. You want to turn it up?
Yeah. If you don't mind, Jim.
Yeah, that's the thing about this device is it's not uniform on all the games, like the audio and everything.
Oh my God, I'm just beating the shit. Why are we on a timer, Jim? Oh, never mind. Okay.
Because, an arcade game. Get in there and get out.
Shimata mitsukatta, Brutes, oh my God. Okay, cool.
Guns.
Nice. Hell yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, free fire. Oh, shit. I guess friendly fire's on?
Yep. We got our grenades here. I gotta remember what the use the grenade button is.
Dude, this is so badass. I'm so happy we're playing this game. Look at that. It's just so violent and shit.
It is incredibly violent. Now, in the annals of superheroes, where do you think the Punisher ranks? That's like a classic superhero.
Well, I mean, I love any character that doesn't actually have superpowers, you know?
Right.
Like, it's just like he's so badass that he's like, like Batman is super smart, and I bet the Punisher is smart to a certain extent too, but I like the fact that the Punisher is just like, he can take a lot of pain, he's kind of like Guts and Berserk, right? He's not really inherently like supernaturally like strong, but he's like, he can take a lot of fucking damage and shit. He can heal, Fucking piece of shit. Who is this guy?
That is Scully. One of the...
Don't worry, Jim. I take care of the small ones. You get the big guy.
Because Punisher, he really only has like 2 villains he really contends with ever.
It's like it's like, what is it? Kingpin
and Jigsaw. Those are really his only 2. Why didn't they use the damn...
I like it how it's basically like Max Payne kind of, except without like the fucking costume, pretty much,
Yeah. Well, Max Payne has a similar backstory to Punisher.
Like, I never actually watched the Punisher TV show. Like, in the Punisher TV show, they killed his family in front of him. Like, not just killed them, right? Like, they tortured them or something?
I don't recall. Like, I know it's supposed to be like he was just out with his family, like, in the park, like Central Park or something.
Oh, yeah.
And his family, like, witnesses a mob hit, or they get caught in the crossfire of a mob hit, and that's what pushes him over the line. Because he's already got a head full of bad wiring from all the shit he's seen in combat.
Yeah.
And that kind of, like, pushed him over the line. Now he's a killer. That's what separates him from the other Marvel characters, is that he's perfectly comfortable with killing. In fact, that's what he wants to do. He wants to kill the bad guys.
I love it how this is actually like a, like there's actually some cutscenes and shit, and there's story to go along with this. Like that Sunset Riders, no storyline. This one's actually like we had to like fucking get scuba gear and go through the sewers to get here. That's pretty cool.
And this game has the distinction of being the first ever Marvel game produced by Capcom.
Oh, this is a Capcom game.
Yes. So after this, they did in '94. They released X-Men Mutant Apocalypse on the Super Nintendo and X-Men Children of the Atom in the arcades, and then that was the first game to kind of start their whole fighting game series with Marvel characters. So this is the first in a very long line of games that were really fucking good. Marvel games that were finally like good for a change. It wasn't like, because like a lot of Marvel games prior to this had been pretty bad. Like
yeah.
Pretty much all the NES games were kind of shitty.
Jump kick through the window, Jim. Oh.
Hey, lad, sons of bitches.
Do we only get to use the guns for like 2 seconds or something?
No, just that you use them in certain parts, and then you pick up these guns, and it gives you bonus points. And then later there are guns we can, I think extra guns we can find.
I love how like our characters look so badass. Like I remember playing this game for the first time. I'm like, what the fuck is a Nick Fury? Like I didn't know any of the storyline or anything. You know, like I was one of those kids that like I knew comics from everything else except comics. You know.
Yeah.
Like my first exposure to Blade was the Spider-Man TV show. You know.
Yeah, me too. Like I didn't know every character, but I did read enough comics as a kid that like I knew who the Punisher was. I really loved the X-Men as a kid.
Yeah, my cousin had like a couple X-Men comics, but it was only like, you know, I love reading stuff chronologically, you know, and it would just be like volume whatever, and I'd be like, this is cool, but I have no context for what's going on in the story.
What was also like irritating.
Who's this guy, Jim?
A big robot.
Is this just a big robot? Don't worry, Jim. I'll hit him with the hammer. Don't worry, Jim. I got him. Jim, you just keep distracting him with your sexuality, okay? I'm gonna beat him, Jim. Hold on, let me just get this guy for you really quick.
I'm trying to remember how you do the grenades. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
If you jump and then hit jump and the attack button at the same time, you can throw down grenades. Let me get this pipe. Eat pipe, you bastard. Oh, there we go. We're getting good now.
Don't worry, Jim. I got him. I'm gonna. Oh, Jim, he's doing the. What the fuck is this shit?
He's pretty tough.
Jim, I don't like whatever he's doing right now.
Nor do I. That's why I got grenades.
Dude, I got a ninja star. What? Where's the guy?
Throw it at him.
I don't know where he is.
He's off screen somewhere.
Where'd he go? Ah, Jim! Help! That ninja star barely did any fucking damage.
Yeah, it didn't do much. Oh.
Don't worry, Jim. I got him. I'm gonna beat him so bad. He's gonna wish he never got beat so bad by me.
Would you say? Do you have a favorite Marvel superhero?
I like Blade, but is that Marvel? Yeah, that's Marvel.
Yes.
I guess if it's like mainstream, I'd say Spider-Man, and if not Spider-Man, I like. I mean, it depends. Like, do I like the character or do I like the power? If I like the power, I like the idea. I like Wolverine because he's like, he basically has like infinite regeneration. He can live forever, and he has like multiple claws and shit. And he's, you know, he's a good guy.
He's got a lot of cool powers.
And he's a cool guy. But I mean, like, as far as like character, I love Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man
was my first one.
That was the relatable superhero for all the young, you know, nerdy comic book reading kids.
I really liked first Nightcrawler because I love the way that he could just teleport.
I don't like... Yeah, Nightcrawler's super cool. I don't like... so I don't read comics now, but from what I understand, like, they drastically changed Nightcrawler's character, where, like, originally, like, a central part of his character was his religious faith. Yeah. He was, like, super, I guess, Catholic, or at least Christian.
Yeah, Christian or something. Oh, shit, I got an Uzi, Jim.
But he's not anymore, though. Because it's
not woke enough.
Well, yeah, and so, like, they did a thing in the comics, I guess, where Scarlet Witch creates a separate, like, heaven for mutants. Oh, yeah. Where they've gone from, so, like, I remember when I was a kid in the 90s, the messaging was, like, you know, acceptance and tolerance, and let's all get along, and we're fighting so that mutants and human beings will coexist without prejudice. But I guess currently in the comics, they said, like, fuck that, so, like, the mutants have created, like, as far as I understand it, they created their own nation so that they could be separate from the rest of humanity, which is like the opposite of the messaging we got as kids. And then Scarlet Witch used her powers to create essentially like a heaven.
I got this guy. Don't kill yourself. Ah. Oh wait, we got continues. Yeah.
Yeah, we got infinite continues. But basically, she used her powers to create basically a heaven for mutants. And so Nightcrawler was dead at one point and went to this Scarlet Witch heaven. And so when he came back, he's not. He lost.
He's
his
no longer
faith.
Christian.
Yeah, he's like. I guess now there's a new religion that mutants have, or something. I don't know. It sounds kind of lame to me.
Yeah, it's shitty writing by shitty people.
Yeah,
with no morals.
It does sound like they gave the pen to someone they shouldn't have, maybe. I got M16 right here, boy. M16s are awesome.
Yeah.
You ever fire M16s?
I've only fired a shotgun and handguns before. I shot a Beretta and the Colt 45. Or wait, Beretta, Colt 45. I've shot Magnum.
I've had the pleasure
Magnum,
of shooting an M16 a few times.
Ah, damn it.
And then also shooting an M4 assault rifle.
Dude, a samurai sword. I want that. Ugh.
And 9mm. That was fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
In the military, do you have to buy your own weapon, or do they like provide it for you?
No, of course you don't have to buy.
Well, no, I mean like if you wanted to buy it, like if you wanted to bring your own like gun into combat.
No, you don't do that. They issue you a gun.
You're not allowed to bring in your own special like good old Betsy or anything.
No,
like
not that I know of.
Like your good luck, like Colt Magnum or something.
They issue because they train you with whatever weapon is applicable for your whatever your role is supposed to be. So like you wouldn't get something that they hadn't already like provided you training with, I don't think. So like in my case, even though I was a medic, it doesn't matter what job you have, everyone has to at least know how to use a gun.
Yeah.
Because you might have to at some point. So even though I was a medic, I still had to have training on how to use guns. And so I had my first firearms training at basic training, and then I had another one we did like when I was living in Germany. Actually, we did like a whole additional week of like field training. So we went and shot again, and then right before I had to leave to go to Qatar, I got to go to the range again and shoot.
Were you ever in like live active combat or something?
No.
Oh yeah, Chair Force.
Yeah, sure. No, and either way, because like the Air Force, people don't realize.
What the fuck is this, Jim?
I remember seeing that guy on X-Men.
He's a part tank, part human or something?
Yeah, he was Bonebreaker. He was one of the guys that goes and tries to hunt down all the Morlocks, I think. Along with
this is so cool. Why do we have these infinite pistols? This is great.
I don't ask why, Sam. I just let it ride. Just shoot the fuck at everyone. We got. Oh, I was about to say we got a good position here. Where are you? You knock down grenades for your bitch ass.
Oh my god, this is so fun. Ah, I can karate kick him. Oh no, I died. Oh wait, where's my grenade and steams? Son of a bitch, Jim.
I know this guy's giving us a hard time. I'm punching a tank man, you know? It just doesn't seem like it's gonna do what we want it to do. Eat grenades, bitch. Oh, my gun back.
Yeah, where's my gun? Oh.
Give me that goddamn gun.
These guys have... Oh, there we go. God damn it! I really love the animation for shooting the gun, though. It's so cool.
Oh, it's good. And I love all the little cool automatopoeias.
It reminds me of that chick from Alien vs. Predator. Or Alien... Yeah.
And Nick Fury never stopped smoking his cig.
Infinite cig.
His stogie. You relax, get a stogie, everything will be okay. Relax with your millions of dollars and your stogie.
That's right.
Just wait for all this to blow over.
Oh, that was so cool. That was... Oh my god, he did... Wow, he was really part of that tank, Jim.
He killed the shit out of that guy.
How does a guy like that take a shit? That's what I want to know.
I think he has to.
I asked the real questions.
If you're literally like sewn to a tank, I think you don't have to worry about shits anymore.
I guess, Jim. I guess.
I think you have to eat. I think you have like cybernetic implants and coolant and stuff. All right, let's shoot some stuff. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay, I guess you take the right. I'll take the left.
Okay. So, who's your favorite superhero, Marvel superhero?
Hard to say. Like, Spider-Man's a good pick. When I was a kid, though, I was more into the X-Men, and my two favorites were Gambit and Wolverine.
I love Gambit.
Gambit is super cool. He gets chicks. He has cool powers. He has a cool look.
And he doesn't give a fuck,
and he don't give a fuck. And he's Cajun, so he's especially.
Oh yeah, he is a guy. Yeah,
he's cool on top of cool.
Enchanté.
Even though like he gets like people use all kinds of slurs and shit to refer to him. They call him like Gumbo and Swamp Rat and all kinds of shit.
Yeah. But he doesn't care.
No,
that's the best thing. He just doesn't care.
He's like, call me whatever you want. I'm still Gambit, bitch. I'm still a bad motherfucker, and I still get chicks.
Yeah. That was the thing, like, you know that he was a horny motherfucker when it's like, you got this chick right here, and you're like, he'll die, and he's like, I don't care. And,
yeah,
you know, I'm still hitting it.
There was something I read at some point where it was like, supposedly, like, his powers negated Rogue's powers or something. Even though, like, in the show that never happened. Like, he tried to kiss her once in the show.
Well, she absorbs energy, he expels energy, right? So kind of...
Yeah, well, he charges the kinetic energy in things. Which means he can also, like, one of his powers people don't realize, he has superhuman agility.
Yeah.
Because he has, like, superhuman control over the kinetic energy within his own body. And he has mental shielding from psychics. So it's like he can't fight off their psychic invasion, but he can evade psychic detection with some kind of, like, kinetic shielding on his brain.
I always thought, like, how you know there's parts of the government where it's like they just don't talk about it, but you know there's got to be some part of the government that's like, okay, even though we don't think psychics are real, we should probably still have like something where like a file on this shit, right?
They did. That was called MK Ultra.
Ah shit, Jim, the thing blew up. Okay, Jim, word of the wise, don't hit those things because they blow up.
Did you not know about MK Ultra?
I thought MK Ultra was just trying to get people like high on LSD and then fucking with them.
No, I think wasn't that the one where they were experimenting on whether or not people actually could potentially have like psycho.
I thought the MK Ultra thing was like trying to make sleeper agents or something.
I don't know.
Well, either way.
I mean, it could be whichever, but I thought that was the one where they were experimenting to see if people actually could have psychic powers.
Well, it's funny because I actually did like a review. I haven't released it yet on Firestarter, and I had never seen that movie up until like this year, and like that's a really good movie, man. Like I was surprised. Like I thought it would just be because like you know everyone says Carrie's a good movie, but I didn't really like that, even though it's a classic. I understand why it's a classic, but Firestarter was really good.
Carrie is good in the sense that like it's all the build, you know.
Yeah. The payoff and stuff, yeah.
It's more about...
And John Travolta.
Yeah. I mean, that movie's really about, like, her fucked up home life and being bullied for, like, an hour and a half. And then in the last 10 minutes, she's just destroying everything in sight.
Yeah.
It's catharsis, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying both of them are, like, horror classic movies, right? And
but, I mean, if we're talking about, like, a cool movie about, like, psychics and doing, Scanners...
Yeah, I never actually saw Scanners.
You've never seen Scanners?
Nah, we gotta watch it one of these days.
It's really good.
The only thing I know about Scanners is the Wayne's World.
Head.
Yeah, the Wayne's World reference.
Have you ever seen that scene though?
Yeah. On YouTube I saw it.
It's Michael Ironside makes that dude's head explode.
But I mean, I like the idea of like psychics being like a thing because it's like I don't know. I just like the idea of just and the cool thing is that I thought that they had ripped off Akira, but it turns out that movie came out after Akira was released.
Yeah, Scanners came out like 1981.
No, I'm talking about Firestarter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the whole thing is like, in Akira, they find people who... I'm pretty sure the story is that, like, they find people who are naturally psychic.
Yeah.
But in Firestarter, they purposely, like, give them drugs to make them psychic.
Yeah. Well, Scanners, they're naturally psychic, and the government experiments on them, too.
God, did we just blow up a train? Like half the train?
Yeah, we sure did.
It's a pretty big train, Jim.
Bushwhacker. Oh, okay, I know Bushwhacker. He's white in this game. He's supposed to be, well, I think he's supposed to be a black dude. He's definitely in the,
Is it Baxter Stockman kind of guy?
Well, no, I don't know that he has any powers. I know he's in, it's either the Daredevil series or the Punisher series. But he's supposed to be like a... Or at least in that series, he was a Jamaican guy. Oh, shit. He's got just like a big gun arm now. Reminds me of a Spawn bad guy or something.
I love how my special is just like a twirling bat thing. I get on my knees and I'm just like, fuck you. Oh, dude, I've got a guile kick too? No way.
Yeah, for me, you motherfuckers. I got grenades for days.
But anyway, I don't know. I think Psychic, like, being able to... Like, I liked it how Firestarter really kind of like... You know, in Akira, it's more about the story around the kids versus the kids. I mean, the manga is different. The manga goes way into detail about that stuff. But, like, when I first saw Akira, I was more focused on, like, the biker gangs and stuff versus, like, you know, the fucking, you know, the city being blown up.
Yeah.
What do you mean I only got 20 seconds to shout this out? How am I going to fit that in? Okay, oh shit, it's rolling? Okay, hey guys, thank you for becoming members by pushing that join button over here on youtube.com/Tkyosam. You get access to the private photo dump part of my Discord, which is pretty badass. All you got to do is push that join button. Why are you waiting? Go over while supplies last. Also, big thank you to everybody who went over on patreon.com/Tkyosam. You guys get special behind-the-scenes footage as well as Japanese lessons and packages from me and a different part of the Discord where you can learn Japanese. Okay, bye. Ah!
And I thought that was so cool how it's like Firestarter really gives you, like, it talks about that. It's like, no, like, if you think she can start fires, like, what if she had the power of a nuke? Like, she doesn't need a nuke. Like, we don't need a nuke if she could. And it's like, do we really want to, like, have, like, let a kid have that kind of power? And I was like, shit, I never thought of it from, like, that point. Well, when I was watching Akira, I'm just like, look at these poor people, you know, bullying these kids. And, like, now I'm kind of like, yeah, shit, like, kids are unpredictable and, like, more than adults, you know. Oh, here, my friend, you piece of shit. I don't know, I just thought that was cool, because it's like, yeah, like, that's why they're so worried, but, I don't know. Anyway, Scanners, you gotta watch Scanners.
Yeah, watch Scanners, it's good, because...
We'll watch it together. It'll be a bonding moment.
They get because Michael Ironside, he's a super badass psychic, escaped from this program, and now he's out there.
Holy shit, he's got a gun.
He's essentially like this, like, terrorist guy out there fucking everything up. And so they get this other guy who has psychic powers of his own, and they're gonna, like, train him. He has, like, exceptionally kick-ass psychic powers. So now they're gonna, like, train him to be, like, the anti-Michael Ironside.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's gonna be their new agent to do battle with Ironside.
Ah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's directed by Cronenberg.
Oh, shit. Well, there you go.
Cronenberg knows his stuff, his movies. The Fly, I remember seeing The Fly the first time when I was, like, a kid. Like 10 years old or something. It grossed me out really badly.
Yeah.
Even to this day, like, that movie, like, the only part of that movie that consistently grosses me out is when he melts that guy's hand.
Yeah.
His foot. That's gross. That was pretty cool, though.
Oh, God, Jim, they got a gun. Oh, wait, we got guns,
Did you ever
too.
see The Fly 2?
Yeah, I saw both of them.
Whenever they just say fuck it, and he just shoots a stream of acid into a guy's face.
Yep.
And the guy's like, yeah! And he, like, pulls his own face off.
I really love it how they gave the Fly,
cool.
the second one, a good ending, you know?
I guess, like, there was
he
a
gets
cool,
to be free, you know?
Well, there was a cool follow-up comic book, too, where, I forget the character's name, whatever, Fly,
I think his name is Jason.
yeah, well, whatever his name was,
yeah.
he's, what the fuck is
Shit.
that actor's name? Eric Stoltz.
Yeah.
So anyway, Eric Stoltz, there's like a follow-up comic book where Eric Stoltz, now that he's just like a normal kind of like human being now, but he's still like super intelligent,
Yeah.
he's trying to figure out a way to fix the man that gets fucked up at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
The old executive guy. Eric Stoltz is actually trying to figure out a way to like fix him, like to make him human again.
Yeah.
And I think he accidentally creates like a whole like thing of like fly people that start terrorizing the city or something.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool comic. It's got some pretty gruesome stuff in it. Good stuff.
How long is the comic? Like, just a couple pages, or?
No, it's... I think it was a few issues. Like, it was like a limited series. They had a lot of cool limited series back then.
Yeah, I never really got the chance to get into comic books. I think if I had them more available to me when I was younger, I probably would have read them more.
Yeah. Also, like, comic books were just so kick-ass in the 90s. Like, there was just so much cool stuff. Like, all the, like, if you liked a specific, like, team of superheroes, there's a good chance each of them would have at least a mini-series, if not a long-running series. Like, I used to collect all the Wolverine comics.
Yeah.
Gambit had his own limited series. A lot of them would have their own limited thing. If you like Spider-Man, there would be like multiple Spider-Man series. The only thing that was rough about that was like when you'd be reading something and they'd make reference to something that happened in a different comic altogether, and there'd be like a line like, for like a reference note, like this issue of this specific series. Like, Jesus Christ, I can't collect fucking everything. But then when Image Comics started up, I became a big fan of Image Comics too. Because Image Comics was just like, again, like the 10-year-old kid's idea of like, wow, this is cool, look at all their guns and swords and shit. Because it was like, it was Jim Lee and it was Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane.
Oh, nice, I got an Uzi, Jim.
Uzi it up, baby.
Where are the bad guys?
Hurry up, get over here, you cock smokers. Let me shoot you in the face.
Time to eat bullets. I used up my Uzi pretty quick. The hell?
That's a hell of an attack they've got. They swing us around. No respect.
No respect, no respect.
Did you like Image Comics at all?
I don't really know any of the brand names for the comics, dude.
Image, you would know, like, Image characters are like Spawn.
Oh, okay. I never got to read the Spawn comic. I watched the movie.
There was Wildcats. Jim Lee's Wildcats. There was Young Blood. Savage Dragon. No Savage Dragon?
Nah, Jim, you're talking to a guy who, like, knows... my only exposure to comic book stuff is, like, movie shit.
So, like, all the guys that got together to form Image, they had all been artists at Marvel. And they were all, like, at a certain point, they were just like, fuck Marvel, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
So they all got together to make Image. So Rob Liefeld was a very popular artist at the time. He was a really young dude, and he was like the guy that came up with characters, or at least the visual, like the characters were fleshed out more later, but he sort of developed like Deadpool and Cable, I think X-Force and shit, all that was his, but he was most known, like, his characters were all like jack dudes, and he would put like pouches on everything and just lots of guns and shit, and shoulder pads. He was all about big shoulder pads and ridiculous guns and just like shit like that. And then there was Jim Lee, who was doing a lot of great art on like X-Men, and then there was Todd McFarlane, who was illustrating the Spider-Man comics at the time. So there were all these like really talented dudes.
Just fucking these guys up, yeah.
Some of the best art at Marvel, and then they were like, fuck it, and they formed Image, and they each like created like their own series. And so like Rob Liefeld created Youngblood, Jim Lee created Wildcats, which there was a Wildcats Saturday morning cartoon as well.
Fuckers.
And then Todd McFarlane created Spawn. And then eventually there was all kinds, because like McFarlane was adamant that Spawn should be like the poster child for Image. And I think Liefeld didn't like that. Liefeld wanted it to be some of his characters. But the thing is, Liefeld made like way too many characters, and they all just sort of ran together. It was like a lot of the same character kind of over and over again. And he introduced them like way too fast. Like in that first issue of Youngblood, there were like so many goddamn characters introduced.
Yeah.
And there's no context for any of them. So some of them were cool, and some of them kind of like had their own series runs, like Batroc and Chapel and stuff like that. But most of them just kind of, you couldn't really tell one from the other.
Oh, Gibbs. So. Yeah.
And a lot of people say Liefeld wasn't a good artist or whatever, and to be fair, like, yeah, some of his... Well, not some, but like a lot of his drawings have like weird proportions and poses and stuff, and just nonsensical, you know. I don't think he was ever really very concerned with realism in his comics. He just wanted to draw like hot chicks and dudes with giant muscles and huge, crazy fuck-off guns.
In a world where Papa Tykyo is on his trusty Japanese Yamaha Virago bike Spaghettums, and I'm riding around Japan, and I'm spieling and I'm podcasting while I'm doing it. Go over and check it out if you haven't already. It's ADV Japan, links down below, and come over and be based with your hot dad in Japan.
I'll find another gun with Jim.
You gotta shoot it with guns.
Jim, don't worry. The only way we're gonna defeat this thing is through the power of friendship and 9mm.
Guns. There's an Uzi.
I don't want him to shoot me, Jim. Oh, God.
That guy shooting you has like sex with Kobe Bryant, right?
Ah.
You can fight all you want. It's gotta happen.
It's gonna happen.
I got all these Uzis. That was a weird kind of like seminar thing we had to like sit through when I was in my technical training. Oh man, I don't even want, now that I think about it, yeah, they made us go through a couple of those things. Where when I was at my like tech training school, like all the dudes had to go to this thing. They wanted to make us more like
you bastard robots. That's right, Jim. Throw me.
Sensitive.
Throw me like your
like,
French girls. Yeah.
Sexual assault victims or whatever.
Okay.
So the first thing they did was they had to sit there while this lawyer woman like told us all the details of like a rape case that was eventually dropped.
Oh yeah.
So she tells us all the details. She's like, based on all that, who would say we had a pretty good case for sexual assault or rape? And like most people raise their hands, and she was like, well, that was a case we had against Kobe Bryant, and they let him go, and blah 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 blah. But then we had to sit through this video, in which they actually gave us permission to get up and walk out if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Because it was this like retired old cop telling a story about how he had gotten cornered in an alley by like 2 homeless drug addicts and like raped in an alley, and he describes it in really graphic detail. It's like this like it's this like 50-something-year-old man, pudgy dude with a mustache and everything, retired cop, and he's describing like being raped in the face and the ass, and he's just really.
He's really letting.
He's
not
really
letting
getting real detailed.
Yeah, he's not letting no detail. Nothing goes unnoticed.
And I'll say for my stomach, I sat through the whole thing. There were definitely plenty of dudes getting up and walking out because he was really giving us all the gory details. And yeah, it was very disgusting. And then he gets to the end of his story, and he's like talking about how like eventually, like he has to go to the hospital, and he has to give his account to the other cops and stuff. And then he's like, he just remembers how fucked up it was that all this shit happened to him, and then he's explaining it all as he's giving his report, and there were like people theorizing that he just went there to have like gay sex in an alley, and it got out of hand.
Got out of hand.
And he was like, in my mind, I'm like, how the hell could anyone ever possibly do that? Like, in his head, he knows what the truth is.
Yeah.
But other people are just like, people like to speculate about shit. So he was like, it was like just, the most horrible experience of his life. But yeah, I don't know why that just came to me. Because we were talking about Kobe Bryant. It made me remember.
Yeah, whenever I think of getting raped in the alleyway by 2 homeless men, I get the same thing.
Well, the 2 things were connected in my mind because they were both part of this like
training thing. Yeah.
This training thing they made us sit through, which I don't know, like why it was in their heads that we weren't already like squarely in the rape is wrong camp. I'm already pretty convinced.
Yeah.
It's wrong to rape people. You don't really have to put me through all this.
Yeah. They're like, but wait, there's more.
I'm with you on this thing.
They're like, but no. Like, this must be like part of them. They secretly get off on making people disgusted by that.
Yeah, making like young 20-year-old dudes just want to vomit and leave the theater. Yeah, it was a rough day of training that day. I'll say that much.
Yeah, But at least you learned one thing, and that is...
I didn't learn anything.
You don't ever want to get raped by 2 homeless guys in an alleyway.
I already knew that.
I mean, now you know.
I was already really certain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jim, there's always something to learn. I guess this is the moral of the story.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's nothing at all learned. You already knew, the thing they wanted you to know. They say "ow" when we kill them with grenades.
Yep. No, man. Yeah, it's so funny. How it's like. My friend back home was saying that too, how they have to go through sensitivity. Like my friend, one of my really good friends from high school, she's a diversity manager or something now, or diversity overlooker thing at a company, just because like they need to hire people like that now. And it's like I was like, you live in like such like a white person like gated community thing, like she believes the hype, you know. And I'm like, dude, what the hell, man? You know, it's like a waste. It's like when Elon took over Twitter, and they're like, and he's like, these servers are taking up too much, like, you know, too much money. Let's just cut them off. We don't need them. And they're like, it's gonna take 6 months to get rid of it. And he's like, you have 6 weeks, and they're like, we need more time. And he's like, you have, and he's like, nah, and then he's like, figure it out, 6 days. And then he's like taking a helicopter back to his place or whatever. And then he's like, wait, we can just like, the servers are on the way there. Let's just stop. And he goes to the servers, and he's just like, you guys got knives? And they're like, yeah, we got knives. And he's like, okay, everybody, just cut off the server fucking shit. Let's just do it. Cut the wires. It took him 6 hours or something. They said it would take 6 months. Yeah. And then he's just like, yep, firing everybody, you know?
Yeah, because in their mind, there's some convoluted process that justifies a lot of superfluous jobs.
Yeah.
And that's the process we have to go to do things. Old Elon, he's a fan of the old Oppenheimer technique, I guess. He just, you know, gets in there and does the thing. You think that's a result of him just being like autistic or something? He's like, let's just cut it, man.
I think it's the result of fucking growing up in South Africa, where everything is just like, you get a parking ticket, and they're like, what about my sister who got raped last week? And they're like, yeah, well, you know, let's work on one thing at a time here, you know.
I think what they do in South Africa?
I heard there's a lot more violent crime that doesn't get solved, but they like to just cover up. They like to do busy work, you know.
I heard that they have like lots of, you know, their infrastructure is pretty fucked right now.
Yeah, no water and shit.
Water and rolling blackouts and stuff. Yeah, I heard they're not doing too good over there.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I follow this guy called SerpentZA on YouTube, and yeah, like, I mean, South Africans, if you ever meet them, they are like the most no bullshit having people ever. Like, they just don't got time for it, you know. Like, they don't, like, they learn early on in life that it's like, yeah, like having these luxuries of like, I hope everything will be okay, versus like the reality. All they do is deal with reality, you know. They don't got time to do any of this fucking SJW bullshit where it's like, this is the world we wish we lived in kind of thing, you know? They got guns again. I got my gun, Jim.
It's like they mixed the Terminator with Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, oh, God.
His arms stretch out to next week.
Oh, my God. I just love shooting things in an arcade game, Jim.
Did you ever play with the Stretch Armstrong?
Yeah.
Not to divert from the South Africa to hellhole.
Yeah, I had a Stretch Armstrong, and then I got bored, and my little brother and I cut it with a scissor, and then it leaked everywhere.
What idiots!
Well, I mean, because we were kind of done with it. We had, like, colored it with, like, you know, marker and shit and stuff, and...
Did you ever play with that, the Vacuum Man, like his arch nemesis?
Vacuum Man? Nah.
Yeah?
We just had the Stretch Armstrong Man.
Vacuum Man, he was, like, stretchy, too, but he had, like, this little pump. Because he had, like, these cool, like, little, I don't know what they were, like, little beans in him or whatever. But he could be, like, super stretchy. It was almost like, whatever was in him was, like, the same shit that was in, like, foam or something. But you could stretch him out, but then you could use a, little vacuum pump on his head to suck all the air out, and so after you stretched him out, he could maintain his stretched out shape. And he was like the arch nemesis of Stretch Armstrong, whose arms stretch out to next week, as we've established. Stretch Armstrong was kind of not the greatest toy ever. No, he's just kind of stretchy.
I mean, like, I never got to, like, enjoy toys the way that they're supposed to. You know, like, when you get a toy, you're supposed to, like, get, like, a set and play with, like, a whole thing. Or I never really had much of imagination playing with toys. I was never really I was more of a Lego guy than a toy guy, you know?
I never liked Legos. I had action figures.
I love just building stuff.
But, again,
I had the autism for that, you know?
Like, it was kind of like the same thing how, like, you know, when you didn't have money, you could have, like, a game console, but then every once in a while you could maybe get a game for it, like once or twice a year.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing with toys. So like my action figures were always just like a hodgepodge of random ass shit. It was like whatever I'd been interested in at the time. That was what my mom got me a toy of.
Yeah.
So I'd have like 3 X-Men and then some Power Rangers, a couple Ninja Turtles. It was all like the span of like a few years. I got all this shit. So when it was time to play, I would just be like, alright, why are the X-Men fighting the Ninja Turtles and the Ghostbusters? Let's figure this shit out, you know?
Let's do it. Why is it Kingpin, he's a giant motherfucker, Jim.
Well, he's supposed to be.
He's a giant man, Jim. I am intimidated.
I pick him up and I throw him around.
I got an axe, Jim. I gotta ask you a question, Jim.
I gotta throw a grenade at somebody.
Gotta make him pay, Jim.
I'm just gonna shoot everybody that moves. I'm not asking questions, I'm just shooting. Oh, he's got like a laser thing in his cane. That's crazy. Take that, you son of a bitch.
He has like a, like he shoots like smoke from his things. I don't know.
You know what though? That was a good for like these days. Like as much as people bitch and complain about like race swap characters and stuff.
Yeah.
That was one that nobody ever complained about. Was the Ben Affleck Daredevil when they got Michael Clark Duncan to play the Kingpin?
Yeah.
Nobody bitched about that because it was perfect. That guy's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that like race swapping is not a big deal. It's just do it with a person who actually can act. Who's actually good, you know.
Yeah, like
don't just do it with somebody because they're like, you know.
That was a case where it was like, okay, we have this amazing actor who embodies everything about the Kingpin. It's just he's not the same race. Who gives a fuck? This guy's awesome.
Nah, he's amazing. Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing though. It's like you got to be likable, you know.
Yeah.
If you're gonna race swap, you got to be a good actor and you got to be likable. All these people, it's just like, oh, he fucked the director's sister or something, and you know. It's like,
well, what always bugs me is like the people that get like super upset about like race swapping characters, but it's like they don't give a flying fuck. Like when it was like the Little Mermaid or something.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "This is woke trash." They're the Little Mermaid. I'm like, why do you?
Mermaids are white.
I'm like, why do you even care about the Little Mermaid?
Yeah, I mean, like we already in my mind, I'm like, we already got a good one. Just show them the good one, you know.
Well, one is for children, so if you're like a 40-some-odd-year-old man, you really shouldn't be giving a fuck about what they're doing with the Little Mermaid.
Oh no, I don't care about the race song. I care about the quality. Like if you listen to the songs and shit of like that new Aladdin or the new Lion King, they're just horrible.
Well, the thing is, I haven't because I don't give a fuck about those things. Like,
yeah,
when
I
was like
the quartering sometimes.
When I was like 6 years old, I saw like the Little Mermaid and shit. But yeah, like that's like one of the channels that are like, oh, everything's woke, etc., etc. Like I don't think, like they couldn't possibly really care about the damn Little Mermaid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think
Jim, we kicked his ass.
Well, I'm dead.
Last stage. No, Jim. Am I the sole survivor, Jim?
I didn't make it, Sam.
Oh no.
I didn't make it.
Oh no, guys! Pray for Jim in the
Tell Mama Punisher.
Oh,
I did my best.
No, Jim. No, not like this, man. You're not going out like. Oh, I mean, technically, I guess maybe you are going out.
I went out like that.
Oh God.
I didn't survive the confrontation.
Called him Odebu-chan. He said, "See you fat ass,
you fat fuck you.
You fat ass.
You fat prick, you.
You fucking douche." We leveled a building, Jim. Oh my God.
We killed a lot of innocent.
Yeah, there was probably people still working in that building.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun game, Jim.
The Punisher is a fun game.
Jim, did we learn a lesson from today's game at all?
I didn't. I'm assuming you probably did.
I know what? I learned a lesson today, Jim, and that it's not just what you're making, it's the ingredients that you're putting in what you're making that matters most of all. And I love you, Nick, Kate. Nick Korosekyu Shonoyama Omiro. Oh, he's like, look at all the fucking receipts. He killed over 372 people. Well, you know, I mean, he says there's no bonus for you.
Well, you're making a lot of sense right now.
Yeah, you know. I love the character designs in this. It just looks so cool. I miss it when men were beefy like this, you know. I don't want to have sex with men. I'm not attracted to men, but I do want to be that guy. I like that, you know. So first things first, we'll get a knife, we'll do that with my eye, and then I'm going to start smoking cigars on a regular. And you get the skin-tight thing, the Punisher thing, you get the leg strap and the boots.
I think we shouldn't let you play any more violent video games.
No.
Is what I think.
Nah, I mean, like, you know, how I vent. It's better this than real life, Jim.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they got wrong about Columbine. You know, you get all the feelings out in the video game, so you don't do it in real life.
Yeah.
And that knowing is half the battle. I don't know. Fucking A, Jim.
I'm just not gonna say anything.
I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll cut it after the first
that's
first
the
lesson.
Punisher, everybody.
Yeah, that was the Punisher. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Game.
Yeah. 43 minutes. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Yeah.
It's time you bit the bullet and started caring about something with all your heart and energy. But you can't care about it if you're always holding yourself back in case it doesn't work out.